Next up, I want to talk in our disc series about leadership and leadership blind spots. And so I want to share about, we're going to start with D, as we'll always start with D. So D leaders. D leaders are confident. They want to move quickly. They want decisions made fast. They want to see results right away. They don't have a ton of patience. And so they don't want to go through their natural styles to not go through a huge collaborative process, right? They know their intent. Their intent is good. It isn't that they are trying to freeze everyone out. They just want to make a decision and get moving. And they don't want to be stuck in that paralysis of indecision. They're confident in their process and their goals. They're really clear internally. They might not have communicated that out as clearly as they think they have. They get frustrated when they don't see results quickly, and others may see them as, oh, they made this decision really, really quickly and they didn't really care about anyone else. So oftentimes we lead how we were led, or we lead in a way that is natural to us. And the challenge is that not everyone will respond to that. And so the DISC model with the 4 different profiles really breaks that down very well, I believe. And so as our D styles are looking for that quick win, that quick decision, get things done, they leave other people behind. And so those who are D are like, game on, let's go, and like just throw down the gauntlet and get going on this. Our other styles, our I styles are saying, like, you didn't ask my opinion, you didn't collaborate with me, like, do you not care what I think? And our S and our C styles are saying, whoa, slow down a little bit, like you're going too fast for us. And so it's really important that we look at the other styles and make sure that we are incorporating them into our leadership. And so our D styles often see themselves as confident. Other styles can see them as insensitive or arrogant. And so understanding how we might come across to other groups, to other people, is an important part of leadership. So my advice for D styles: slow down a little and ask for input, that recognize that your need to make a decision quickly excludes other people from the process. And so looking at that and saying, okay, how can I just slow down a little bit? I don't have to like stop forever, but how do I slow down a little bit so that I can make my leadership inclusive of those around me? In our DISC series, it is talking about leadership blind spots. It's I week. So last week we talked about D's. Now we are going to talk about I's. And our I's are people focused. They are amazing at bringing people together, about checking in with emotions, that making people feel good. They'll use charisma to motivate people. They want to create a positive team atmosphere. They're comfortable with new and changing situations, right? They're a people leader, right? A people leader. They thrive when they have a variety of contacts. So they want to be with people all the time. They want to be in groups. They don't want to work alone, right? So they're generally very confident and they're optimistic. They are, I call them my unicorns and glitter fairies. They are, they will come to it with that optimist viewpoint. And so they are oftentimes our biggest cheerleaders. You want to feel really good, you go and talk to your I. What are their blind spots? So they see themselves as optimistic and positive, and that that is a really great trait, and it is. Others see them as unrealistic and exaggerators. So our I's are great at the ideas, they're not as great at the execution of them. And so they really want to please everyone. They have a belief that we can get it all done. And so they aren't always realistic in what they say yes to and what they commit to. And so for other people, especially our S's and our C's, where commitment is really, really big, and even our D's, that is a challenge. So other people may see them as unrealistic. You are like, you're crazy. We cannot actually get all that done, and it is unfair. Or that they might exaggerate. So Advice to our I styles: um, get input from other people and really, really heed it. And so maybe take a step back and say, okay, is this realistic? And get input from your other team members about, is this realistic what I think that we can do? Because you're prone to thinking you can do maybe more than can actually be accomplished. Make sure that you are getting input and data and that you're actually taking the time to review it. So it isn't all about the people and the people pleasing, that you are able to really heed what other people are telling you and give them space. So our I styles want to be around people, they want all the meetings. Some of our other styles need a little bit more alone time to sit and reflect. And so don't push them too quickly. And so you have an idea and you are really, really excited, and that is fabulous. But you want to really make sure that you've given them the time to kind of absorb what you've said and come back and have really good input and into the process and into the decision. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about our S styles and their leadership blind spots. And so our S styles are on our reserved side of our continuum. They are slow to move with change. They want to know stuff before they speak. They aren't going to just kind of talk about anything. They need to do their research. They need the plan. They need the contingencies. They need how they're going to deal with the contingencies, the things that might come up. That's what they need in order to move forward. And so they think that they're being thorough. They think that they are wanting to get all the input so they can take everything into consideration before they make a decision. And how does that show up to other people? Other people see them as decisive, possibly, right? Well, would you just make the decision? Like any decision. This is especially where our D's and our I's come into. The S's can drive them nuts because they're like, just make a decision, any decision, just hurry up and make something. Help us get through so that we can move forward. And our S says, but I don't have all the information. I can't make the best decision. And so they are going to seem indecisive and stuck to some of our other styles. Um, some might see them as really passive, right? Just make the decision. Why do you need to hear from everybody else? You know the answer, just make it. And so that is a challenge for some of our other styles and how they see our S styles. Our S styles need that stability, right? S, we talk about status quo, stability. They need the routines. And so that will make them slower. And they think they're being really, really thorough. And other people think they're just being slow and stuck. And so understanding that, what our strength is, somebody told me once, if we lean too much into our strength, it becomes a detriment, it becomes a challenge. So if I am thorough, if I'm leaning too much into that, I'm too thorough, am I not making the decision? Am I not moving forward? Am I frustrating others? And so when you add to TOO in front of a strength, when you overuse it, it can become a challenge. And so I encourage you to just to think about it in that way. Our S styles want to build relationships, and so they don't want people to feel left out. And in that, in the need for having all the information, for building relationships, for making everybody feel like they have a say and that they are a part of this decision, it can seem passive and indecisive to some of our other styles. So, advice, talk about it. So, what's going on in your head for our S styles? Talk about it, saying, okay, here's the plan. I need to gather information. I'm going to do it in this week. Then I'm going to sit there and evaluate. We're going to have a really great discussion, and the decision will be made by this time. So when we are able to verbalize that plan to others, then they see that there is an endpoint. You are actually going to get to that decision. We're not just going to be stuck in information gathering mode for the next 6 months. And maybe it is 6 months, but verbalizing that helps our other styles see you as a little bit more decisive, and so they're not so frustrated. Next in our series of mistakes with our leadership blind spots is our C styles. And our C styles lead based on rules and standards, and they tend to keep a little bit more distance. And so unlike our I styles who really want to connect and be close with people, our C styles are a little bit more naturally standoffish, arm's length. Um, They really are rule followers. Their emphasis really is on high quality. They're what we call a things leader, along with our D styles. So our I and our S are people, our people leaders, and our Ds and our Cs are things leaders. And so they're interested in facts, details, and analysis. Their focus really is on systems and process, and they have really high expectations of work. So others will come to a C style to help them problem solve because they're phenomenal at that. They C styles really want to make the right decision, and so they're going to gather all the facts. So for our quick moving Ds and um, I styles, they're going to drive them a little nuts, kind of like our S's, with wanting all the information and gathering and being slow to make the decision. Right is more important than speedy. But they have their detailed plan, and maybe they have their lengthy email and instructions, but maybe they haven't gathered input from everyone. So that's a blind spot with our C styles, is that they tend to look to facts and not on the people and the impact on the people and engaging the people. Sometimes they think, okay, well, based on this, like, I'm pretty sure this is the right answer, and they get that in their mind and they aren't open to the alternatives. Um, they tend to not be embracers of risk, so they won't choose the risky answer, the risky decision. And others might see them kind of as cold and kind of, again, stuck in the status quo. So advice for our C styles are to really engage other people, get their opinion, um, sometimes be open to input and risk, and understand that risk is going to make you feel uncomfortable, but at times it's warranted. And so, you can take risks and you can take safe risks. So um, with that, that concludes our leadership blind spots and for our 4 disc styles.